I can multitask. Yeah, I haven't 510. I don't got any 510s. I don't know. I'm doing the E-Puffer and the 901. Those are the two kinds I have. Yeah, I'll have to look it up. Joy, let me write it down. Gotta turn your mic off. I love sticks. Yeah, sticks are cool. But you gotta be careful you put them sticks. You gotta play with sticks properly. Come on, turn your mic off. Where's my pen? The Joy something or other. Joy what? It's got a bad name. I don't think I could buy a cigarette called the Joy something.
It's in the text. I put it in the text.
Well, what? Yeah, I'm supposed to be able to. Oh, yeah, right. I'm supposed to copy that. Oh, it worked. Okay. No, it didn't work. No. Text moved on me again. I have to make something that stops text from moving when I don't want it to move. Yeah, it's really. I mean, I really should be able to. But they didn't spell joy the right way, so that'll confuse me.
You just have to press the screenshot key.
Yeah. Well, I find the E-Puffer is pretty good just because this one, it's pretty cheap. You know, the batteries are a tiny bit more expensive, but I mean these atomizers are dirt cheap, like $1 a piece. But they really last, so you can refill them with the juice. And the problem with the 911 is the 901s work pretty good if you get these white ones. But if you get the silver or the blue or the other colored ones, they made them much worse, and so both of those crapped out on me. You know, and the stylish, pretty colored ones. So that's all I know. So that's my research so far. But the E-Puffer is pretty good. I mean, the real game is the juice. You know, it's finding a good source of this nicotine juice to refill it with, because you don't want to have to keep buying the atomizers because they're kind of expensive. You know what I mean? It goes a lot further when you just drip in some new shit.
Yeah, my big problem is the batteries. I mean, how long are the batteries going to fucking last?
Yeah, well, they go, the lithium, so, they can take a couple hundred recharges probably. But, yeah, I'm figuring as soon as this, on the E-Puffer and the now, unfortunately, these batteries aren't compatible. You know, the screws are a little different on them, which is irritating. But I'm just figuring as soon as I kill one of the batteries, I'm going to wire it so I can just wire it directly to the computer or to an AC adapter. Because all you have to do is run about 5 volts into the DC into the atomizer, and so all you have to have is the on-off switch. That's the key part. See, the battery has the on-off switch to turn the electricity on and off. So the game is to just rewire one of these things, the batteries, without the battery, but you still have the switch in it. So then you can just screw it in and have a wire on it, and just use that when you're at the computer or at some stationary location. Then you can just get your nicotine, and you only use the batteries then when you go mobile. I mean, you can even make one to plug into the cigarette lighter or something. But see, it's irritating that they don't just sell you that right out. You know what I mean? All they do is sell batteries because obviously they want to make money. But it'd be nice if they sold you, something that's just directly a wired plug-in. But they don't sell them that way. Yeah, well, that's the trick. It depends on obviously how much you smoke. Um, let's say when I go to work, it's 5 hours. Let's say I'm out of the house, and I usually can get by with one battery. But it's at work, so I'm not using it as much either. I'm usually just using it on the trip there and the trip home. But you can figure you can get, I don't know. I mean, constant. Like if I just kept puffing on it, you're probably only gonna get like a half an hour out of the battery, or 40 minutes or something. But if you're take a few hits, put it away, then you can get a few hours.
You know, if drugs were legal, I think Gary would do heroin.
Yeah, well, I got 5 batteries, so I'm always slipping them in and out of the charger, But it's kind of a hassle. Like like I said, I spend a lot of time in front of the computer, so for me, having a wired
Like
one
if you
at the
could
computer
get heroin in the mail.
the easiest way to do it. Yeah, drug legalization would be really nice, blah, blah, blah. And get heroin in the mail, goes to the wrong address, 10-year-old kid gets it, and, mail goes to the wrong address, 10-year-old kid gets it.
Hey, Tony's back.
Yeah, very exciting. I mean, it's really, you've been there, done that kind of thing.
Yeah, but it always works. It's like a painting,
Nah, I mean, your cat works pretty much always, but that cigar thing is getting old. Yeah, it's Pluto. I don't know. Is Pluto smoking a really big stogie?
Gary, what made you so political?
That's tricky. I mean, I think politics just goes with being conscious of the world and being a perfectionist or being somebody I was always a complainer, so obviously it just seems natural, I guess. But I mean, I really didn't get political, like real politics, until Richard Nixon.
What about him?
Well, he just revealed in me that I had this false notion that about America and what America was, and kind of what, I kind of had a Kennedy notion of the world, and it was bullshit. And, when I was a kid, I actually had a red, white, and blue bedroom. I mean, I was
No,
really...
you're fucking lying.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had a
Really?
picture of it. I had a
Man.
red and white striped bedspread. The walls were dark blue, and had white stars around the perimeter.
Holy
I mean,
shit.
it was that kind of, like, I happen to like the colors red, white, and blue, but that wasn't, and so I sort of did it as an excuse. But I really did, I really was kind of an American kid, and, and Richard Nixon sucked all that out of me.
I had the wallpapered on my wall, or the moon, the first picture of the moon ever taken, as wallpaper of one of my walls. I used to have parties, and we'd have like 18 kids pile in my room. We'd all be doing acid, and the earth would look like the atmosphere was actually moving, because when you do acid, shit starts to melt and stuff, so it can look like, I don't know. That was my wallpaper.
Yeah, the moon would creep me out. But I didn't need, I actually had one poster, and I hated it. And it said, "Life's a journey, not a destination." And it sat on my wall for about a year, because my mother gave it to me. And I kept thinking it over, and I kept saying, this is just a pile of shit. I mean, it's just a pile of shit. What do you mean, life's a journey? A journey through what? A cesspool? I mean, it just didn't add up to anything to me. And I said, it's got to have a destination. If the destination isn't a success or winning or something, I mean, it's got to be some kind of destination. Why would I travel for no reason? Well, anyway, I finally ripped that off the wall. But yeah, when I was a kid, I really didn't need any, I didn't need anything on my wall, because I was already hallucinating enough. I went through a lot of psychiatric periods. I had voices in my head for a while, and then I had these little spots that floated around in my room every night, and that was kind of weird. And then, I had my penis, and that, that occupied a lot of my time. Moon and penis wouldn't go together much. Might not like the moon looking at me. Yeah, when I was 9 and 10 years old, I tried some trouble with a possession voice. He did not like me. He was always trying to